But as with previous films, Tsui found himself doing battle with the production company, in this case Golden Harvest, in the final stages of the editing.
Actually, almost every film I finish, I want to make it again. That's my terrible thinking. I told the Golden Harvest, I said, maybe you should give me a chance to finish the rest of the special effects shot, and maybe I can make the film better.
It was almost inevitable that Tsui, frustrated by having to compromise and justify his projects to his backers, would form his own company. And in 1984, with his wife, Nansun Shi, he formed Film Workshop. Now, initially, he intended the company to make only one more movie, but now, 5 years on, it's perhaps the most successful picture-making company here in Hong Kong, responsible for some of the biggest grossing films of all time. And this is one of their biggest hits, a Chinese ghost story. Although Tsui was only credited as the film's producer, there's that distinctive Tsui look to the whole film.
He's a producer who takes an extremely keen interest in everything that comes out bearing his name, or everything that comes from his company, Film Workshop. To the extent that many directors who've worked for Film Workshop have produced films that end up looking surprisingly like Tsui Hark films and not at all like the films that they themselves have made before. So it's very clear, I think. I mean, everybody, it's widely recognized in Hong Kong and probably elsewhere that Tsui tends to put an authorial mark, you could say, on pretty much everything that carries his name.
The film tells the simple story of a man who falls in love with a beautiful woman. Unfortunately for him, the woman happens to be a ghost.
有陣咩味啊？好似係人味。
哎呀，我件衫爛咗。
點解咁論盡啊？
我唔小心啫。
小倩，除低件衫，幫你補翻佢啊！
It's very recognizably a Chinese subject. I mean, it radiates Chineseness, I think you could say. At the same time, it's learned all kinds of lessons from Western movies. That camera prowling along the ground to signify the spirit's approach. I mean, anybody who sat through The Evil Dead will immediately recognize where this visual idea comes from. And there are quite a number of other things in the picture that have recognizable roots in Western horror movies, especially that new breed of Sam Raimi type horror film. And it's very clear that Tsui Hark and Ching Su-dong, who made the film, sat down and studied all this stuff on video before they made the film.
Art-wise, the art on it is very good. It's very attractive. I mean, you can identify with it wherever you come from. Oh, this is Chinese, good, artistic, you know, visually, the aesthetics of it is good.
As always, where Tsui led, others follow. And the enormous success of a Chinese ghost story in 1987 meant dozens of imitations. Hong Kong movies went ghost crazy, and for a while at least, it seemed as if there were nymphs everywhere. This, for example, is Portrait of a Nymph, which used the same male and female lead as Tsui's A Chinese Ghost Story, but lacked the beauty and style of its predecessor. Not all of the fantasy films inspired by A Chinese Ghost Story were straightforward imitations. Some of them were much gentler pieces altogether, like the ghostly romance story Esprit d'Amour. Tsui, meanwhile, has once again moved on. Here in a crowded, run-down part of Hong Kong Island, he's hard at work on a tough thriller which reflects the growing political unease over Hong Kong's return to mainland China in 1997.
For so many years, we've been trying to work with the audience here to make them accept whatever we're trying to do, such as the emotional side, such as the political side, as well as, you know, like the style, the content, the way we express the story. The most important element in the film is the passion, the romantic feeling of friendship, the brotherhood. And that's lacking for so long in Hong Kong film. Well, we believe in 1997 because it's a very critical year for Hong Kong people. And for this whole decade before 1997, people are looking for some very vague future of what they are doing. Some people migrate to other countries, some people stay here, but their future is something they very vague, they couldn't get hold of.
Within our circle, we always look forward to his next film. What is he going to come up with this time, sort of? If the market is down, we say, well, why don't Tsui think of something? Well, why isn't he doing anything? Sometimes I would just sit together with him for 10 hours and just to figure out what's wrong with our market, traditional market, or how do we crack into the international market.
This is Tsui's most recent film, Peking Opera Blues. It's a period drama set in the 1920s filled with extraordinary images. It's his first film to really attract international interest, but he has no plans at the moment to leave Hong Kong for Hollywood.
I will only make film for the Chinese audience because that's the people I understand most. It's difficult to make film for everywhere because the best way to make film that you would really feel excited about is because you make it out of your experience as well as out of your liking or disliking.
This final scene illustrates Tsui at the peak of his powers as a director. It's a truly stunning sequence.